More Lamar Jackson drama unfolding as we speak. According to reports, Jeremy Fowler, a lot of retweets by Shefty and the boys, Ken Francis, apparently inventor of a home gym unit that Lamar Jackson is potentially getting involved in. So am I. Smitty's got a home gym potential project in the works too. Maybe I'll pump that on my show as I pump my iron. Right on the show here. We all got home gyms we're promoting, right, Lamar? Lamar Jackson's home gym partner is reportedly trying to negotiate or trying to urge teams to potentially negotiate and get into contract talks with Lamar, which is against the rules of the NFL. We're going to break all that down and more. Take your phone calls. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios, it's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
What is going on, everybody? My name is Smitty. You're watching the Fantasy Football Show. And we're going to take your phone calls. We're going to talk about all this Lamar Jackson stuff. We're going to talk about a whole lot of more information coming down news wires and in Tweeterville. So buckle up, get ready, and get ready to dial in. But this is weird. Ken Francis. Let me start off by this over here. This little piece of news might sum it up a little bit better right here. So according to, this is, I believe, an ESPN report here, the NFL sent out a memo to all clubs on Thursday notifying them that a person who is not certified by the NFLPA might be attempting to persuade team personnel to enter into contract negotiations with the Baltimore Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson, who received a non-exclusive franchise tag. Under league rules, teams can speak only with Lamar Jackson because he does not have an agent, a decision we've critiqued and criticized and chastised over the last few weeks and months, right? According to the memo obtained by ESPN's Adam Schefter, the NFLPA informed the league that Ken Francis, who is not a certified agent with the Players Union, might be contacting teams regarding Jackson. Now, there's also, this guy sounds like a piece of work already. He's got this home gym that he's working on. He's getting this home gym venture up and running, talking to teams. Hey, your players need to have this home gym. Your players need this home gym in their life. Lamar Jackson's a partner of this home gym. I'll show you the home gym in a minute. Your boy Smitty's got a home gym. Let's go ahead and promote that. I got bands. Hold on. We got more to do. Your boy Smitty is out here busting his rear end, not able to work out like he should. I just grab a 45. That's what I do, Lamar. It's a lot easier than this little contraption. Let me show you what Lamar's cooking up. This little number here that Lamar's cooking up. Let me show you what his home gym looks like. What is this? What is this thing? I'm pulling it up right now. It's called the entire gym. The entire gym. This is Lamar's little advertisement. He's wheeling it out like he's going to the airport. What are those? 5-pounders? What are we doing here? We're a pro quarterback. This is like a 2 or 3 pound weight. What are we doing? You get bands? You get a couple 3-pound weights? This is the entire gym. He forgot the entire gym when he designed this because this thing looks like a piece of garbage. This guy already sounds like a piece of work to me. This guy's reportedly sticking his nose in this situation, according to reports, and trying to, shake weights. It's like shake weights and 3-pound weights. I don't even understand. But this guy's reportedly putting his nose into the whole situation, trying to urge teams to maybe sign him. I bet you it goes a little something like this. This is probably how the conversation went. Yeah, this is Ken. We're here to promote the weight gym. While I'm on the phone with you, you really should sign my client. You should see him with these shake weights out there. Yeah, these 3-pound weights, he's shaking them like no one shaked a shake weight before in my life. This guy's looking smooth. It's all because of the system. It's all because of the total gym, or the entire gym system, that Lamar Jackson is where he is today. Probably true. Let me read the rest of this. I'm sorry. According to the memo obtained by ESPN's Adam Schefter, the NFLPA informed the league that Ken Francis, who is not a certified agent of the NFL Players Association, might be contacting teams regarding Jackson. We've got a gym and we've got a quarterback. Both of them need a home. Tell you what, wink, wink. You sign Lamar, I'll hook you up with 4 free home gym. What are they called? The big gym? What's it called? The entire gym. I'll give you 4 entire gyms if you sign Lamar Jackson. This guy's probably doing illegal side deals, trying to. The memo, which was distributed to all 32 teams, read, as an uncertified person, Mr. Francis is prohibited from negotiating offer sheets, player contracts, or discussing potential trades on behalf of the NFL player or prospective player, or assisting in or advising with respect to such negotiations. It also talks about how if, let's say, an offer sheet gets signed under this context, the offer sheet could be denied by the NFL. So if a team is in discussion with Mr. Francis about some home gym equipment, I can tell you right now, this home gym just got shot right in the foot. This whole project has been completely derailed because it's now a meme. It's now a meme. I hope it does well, Mr. Francis, and this is just my opinion. And I'm out here saying, I hope it does well. Hope it does well. Not trying to tear it down at all. I'm actually excited for it. I'll give you free promotion here on this channel. The new entire home gym, what is it called? Ziggy. What is Lamar Jackson's gym called? I keep forgetting.
From TalkVietnam.com.
No. Ziggy off. Entire gym. Thank you. Entire gym. I hope the entire gym succeeds. I'm a little confused. Is it the entire gym? Is it part of the gym? Is it just the amateur weight section where we're talking about 2s and 3 pound weights? Because all I saw was a quarter of the gym. I didn't see anything that represented, in my opinion, the entire gym. This looks like a bunch of shake weights, a couple rubber bands, and a duffel bag on wheels. That's what this looks like to me. Lamar Jackson, get your house in order. Get your house in order. I'm getting pretty fed up with Lamar Jackson and what he's been doing and how he's negotiating his life right now. Because this man...
Alert. Maximum levels reached. Prepare for transformation. Alert. Maximum levels reached. Prepare for transformation.
Time for a Smitty rant.
Boy, oh boy. Is Lamar Jackson really getting himself into a little bit of a mess? He needs work on his negotiation tactics. That's what he needs to do. Couldn't agree more. I don't even know where to begin on this one. I know I've said it all before, so I kind of feel like I'm beating a dead horse, but at the same time, it needs to be said. It needs to be said again. It needs to be said again. What are you doing, Lamar Jackson? You obviously, if I'm a team, I'm going to be honest right now. If I'm an NFL team, I'm starting to question this man's intelligence. You can get mad at me all you want. I'm starting to question this man's intelligence. And every once in a while, and we're talking 1 out of 20 people come to bat and say, oh yeah? Like in the comments, somebody did it the other day. In the YouTube comments. Oh yeah? Oh yeah? That's how I picture him sounding. Oh yeah? Guess what? He is actually doing a good job. Being his own agent. Controlling his own destiny. Oh yeah? No. He's showing that he doesn't have, I don't know, the business savvy that he thinks he's portraying by being his own agent. Number one, his mom is also assisting him. This has got a real bad look to it. Mommy and Lamar are trying to negotiate probably the worst attempt at a non-exclusive franchise tag situation we've ever heard of in our entire lives. Not only is the non-exclusive tag very treacherous waters to navigate because there's compensation picks that go back to the team. There's all kinds of potential, okay, what's this look like? The offer sheet's got to be above what the Ravens would want, because if a team comes in and does all the dirty work, here's the contract. Guess what? It has to be above what the Ravens would accept. Otherwise, the team's wasting their time. It's such a delicate process. This guy, Lamar Jackson, doesn't know what he's doing. He's flushing his future down the toilet. And he's going to have to tuck his tail and crawl back to the Baltimore Ravens and try and work out a long-term deal or play on the tag for $32 million and bank on himself. But guess what? He could get franchise tagged again. He could get franchise tagged again in 2024. He doesn't get to just go free because he was tagged one time. I'm not saying the Ravens would even want him back, because guess what? He's going to bust in Baltimore. Baltimore is not a place for him to survive and succeed. We know that already. They're even creating a new offense now under Munkin, so why not get out now, Lamar? Lamar rejected a $133 million 3-year fully guaranteed deal, and he made fun of it out in the open on Twitter, acting as if it was ridiculous that to suggest that he doesn't know what he's doing. Oh yeah? I got an offer. I got an offer from this Baltimore Ravens club. It was a spitting on my face $133 million guaranteed 3-year deal. 3 years. Do you know how advantageous it is? This was a mistake for the Ravens to even offer it. Let me just tell you that. Do you know how advantageous it is to get a 3-year fully guaranteed deal when your shelf life is a lot longer than 3 years? This man would have wrapped up yet another big fat bag after the salary cap would have went up at least 20 to 22% by the time he re-upped going into his third year of that 3-year fully guaranteed deal, where he had the Ravens by the balls. If he balled out, he would have them by the balls. They'd be offering him a massive re-up in after year 2, walking into year 3. This man, Lamar Jackson, turned down $133 million fully guaranteed on 3 years. Do you know what that means? Does anybody understand what exactly happened? They probably said, here's a 5 to 7 year deal. Lamar said, no, I want a fully guaranteed deal. I want a fully guaranteed deal. Give me my juice box. I want a fully guaranteed deal. So they said, you know what? Inside this 5-year contract, Mr. Smarty Pants Lamar with no agent, go bring this back to your mom. See what she says. Inside this 5-year contract, 6-year contract, is a guaranteed portion of the deal. And the guaranteed portion of the deal is a 3-year, 133 on a 5-year deal worth, let's say, $250 million. So if you want fully guaranteed, let's cut it down and cut out all the excess fat. Let's take the 4th and 5th year off. Let's look at just the compartmentalized 3-year deal, which is 3 years, fully guaranteed, 133. How about you take that? Take that back to mama. See what she says. Here, we'll facsimile it to you in the kitchen by the crock pot. Go stand by the fax machine. We'll send it to you. Make sure you don't get any sauce on it from the crock pot as mama's cooking and approving and disapproving your deals in the kitchen. And come back when you have somebody look at it. Maybe get on LegalZoom. Maybe LegalZoom will look over the deal for you and let you know it's probably a pretty good deal, and I'd go ahead and take it. That might cost $50, $100 on LegalZoom. I don't know. That's just an opinion. I have no idea. But Lamar Jackson absolutely is crapping his own bed, and he's not even changing the sheets. He's sitting in the stench, and he's just sitting there fermenting in it, just making his situation worse. He's crapping his own bed. Not having an agent's creating all these problems. He's becoming a walking meme. You can't navigate treacherous waters of a non-exclusive tag, Lamar, by yourself. You can't do it. It's not possible. You're screwing up every opportunity you have. No team wants to talk to you. No team. And you got this gym expert, this guy out there, totally just smashing away at the weights. Just going to teams, going, yep, my name's Chris. We got this gym, and we'll throw in 2 free entire gyms if you sign my client, Lamar Jackson. We got this guy going around. Now, he's denying it, and I don't know. These are assumptions I'm making. This is a parody. I'm making fun of it, okay? I'm protected under the parody laws. I'm making fun of this entire meme that we're looking at right here, okay? But let me tell you something, Lamar. You are absolutely botching your entire future right now. You are stunting your own growth. You're putting yourself in an injury-plagued situation, littered with injuries and misuse and horrible appropriation of wide receiver funds over in Baltimore. You're on your way back to Baltimore. Tuck your tail. Get ready to crawl back to Baltimore unless Indianapolis saves you, unless the Niners save you. Later on, and we're talking about both of those situations after the 2023 NFL draft, because they're not giving up, the Colts aren't giving up their number 4 overall pick for you. You got the Niners, they can't even play ball in the offer sheet situation until the NFL draft's over, because then they'll have a first rounder in each of the next 2 NFL drafts, which at that point they could come save you. Now maybe the New England Patriots and Bill Belichick, who will not surrender his top 15 pick for you, let me tell you. But after he drafts a guy like JSN, let's say, and preemptively sets up a Lamar situation, maybe Bill Belichick will save you. Maybe the Tennessee Titans will trade away Derrick Henry, bring you in with less weapons than are in Baltimore, and you're going to be saying to yourself, why didn't I sign a 133 fully guaranteed deal with the Baltimore Ravens? Because now I'm a Tennessee Titan? Get out of here. Lamar, grow up. Grow up. If you think you're proving something to the world, you're digging a deeper and deeper meme that is only going to become greater, bigger, stronger, and impenetrable when you try to shake it loose, because you are being a joke right now. And the entire, every single person that knows what they're talking about on this topic is literally laughing at this situation. You're proving nothing. You're not paving the way for anybody. Oh, what does he think? Is this one of those Jerry Maguire moments where Lamar's sitting up late at night and he's imagining himself eliminating the job of the agent and creating this paved way for athletes to become their own agents? This is a profession of lawyers and people that have gone to school for a decade to learn how to negotiate, backdoor deal, have all these potential ins and outs of these situations mastered. This is why you pay an agent. Sometimes you pay an agent for all of the misinformation and the backdoor channeling and the connections and the favors owed to them. That's why you're paying an agent. I doubt that your mom has any experience in these categories, and for that reason, I'm out. It's ridiculous. We got a few super chats here. Ron Navy, appreciate you being in here. I got another super chat here from Ron Navy. Ron Navy said, Smitty would like to request 2 minutes uninterrupted time in his segment, please. Ron wants 2 minutes. Okay, Ron, I'll give you 2 minutes when we open the phone lines up. First in the building today was JCIM. We got Peanut Butter and Waivers. We got Sandu. We got Ron Navy coming in the building about 4th or 5th. We got Travis Rowe. We got Thomas. We got Mealy. We got Jake L. Appreciate all of you who are filing on in as we speak. We have 143 of you in the room. Please punch the thumb up button. We got only 44 thumbs up. Let's dig into this just a little bit more. Then we'll move on to Zeke, and then we'll open up the phone lines. Trey Wingo, our boy. Stop lying. That man never tried to negotiate for me, is what Lamar Jackson tweeted when this broke. And Trey Wingo put not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 eyeball emojis, which constitutes 8 eyeballs. And I believe every single one of them because I love Trey Wingo. Trey Wingo's our new Adam Schefter. Trey Wingo's our new Ian Rappaport. This is our guy right here, Trey Wingo. Trey Wingo, Pat McAfee, these are the new reporters. These are the new guys breaking news, Okay? And Trey Wingo, if Trey Wingo says the eyeball emoji or says anything, I'm listening. This is my new guy. Stop lying. Man never tried to negotiate. Maybe you're correct, Lamar, because he doesn't know how to negotiate. And he crapped the bed when he probably talked about the gym. Hey, can we bring these entire gyms over? If that guy showed up at my doorstep with that little box on wheels that has 2 or 3 shake weights in it and a rubber band, and I'm out there watching my quarterback. If this was my quarterback, I'd be embarrassed and ashamed of myself. This is my quarterback. Where's he at? Here he is. On wheels. Looks like he's going to the airport. Is the entire gym? It's not the entire gym. It's the worst name in the world. The entire gym, it's got 2 or 3 things in it. And he's rolling it out there on wheels, apparently. Okay? Because that's what you're going to a field with grass. Real nice touch. Unless you're putting oversized like off-road wheels on that thing, what good are wheels when you're walking onto a field? And so you got these little baby shake weights. I'm looking at MVP candidate carry 1 or, it doesn't even look like the weights are on it, 1 or 2 pounds. What are we doing here? I'm questioning everything Lamar's doing. Everything he's doing. What is this? And then he tweets out, if I could find this, just wait, stay tuned. Yeah, here's what Lamar wrote. You can see it right here. Right here. My business partner, Ken, and I, like making a claim to Ken. After Ken just made the word. I got to put this on here. After Ken becomes a worldwide meme. Right after Ken becomes a worldwide meme, Lamar Jackson makes claim to him. Here's my partner. He's not negotiating, but he is my partner. Lamar Jackson wrote, my business partner, Ken, and I will be dropping the entire gym this summer. Stay tuned. Okay. Right now, we only see a part of the gym. I can't wait to see the entire thing. What a mess. What a mess. At this point, I don't know that I'm even rooting for Lamar anymore. I'll just be honest with you. I am rooting for him to go somewhere where he can be useful. I am rooting against him going back to Baltimore, where I truly think he's a bust in the making in Baltimore. Why? Because I said he was 3 years in a row. I've been saying for 3 years straight, he's an absolute bust in Baltimore. What has Lamar done in 3 straight years? Disappointed. That is times 3 for those that haven't yet mastered the art of counting to 3. That is 3 times in a row he's busted, and your boy's been saying it. If he goes back to Baltimore, an organization I don't trust to support him, surround him with weapons, same thing, total bust alert. And I don't know if I'm even rooting for him anymore. This is getting annoying. If people say the Aaron Rodgers is annoying, this is more annoying than any of that. And then this last piece of news, and God, Steven, I don't know what you're doing on hold there, but it sounds like you're with Laundromat Jack over there, the laundromat. But real quickly, Zeke Elliott has narrowed down his options about where he wants to play to the Eagles, Jets, Bengals, and would like to make his decision about where to sign by the end of the week per sources. Am I the only one thinking this? Is this his wish list, or is this what he's narrowed down between him and teams that are interested? Because this does sound a little funny, to me. I don't know if anybody else feels this way, but you're telling me the Eagles, the Jets, and Bengals are all interested? Because he's saying this as if it's not like, I've narrowed down that I would like to go start for the Jets. I decided I'm going to replace Breece Hall, and I'm going to play for the Jets. I decided I'm going to go play with what I believe to be the world champion Bengals, or the Eagles, who plan to hammer home said situation. Is this him just drawing up on a marker board like I have right here? Is he just sitting here going, yeah, where do I want to play? I'm going to play in Cincy. I'm going to play in Philly. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna release this to the world. Am I the only one that thinks that this is a pipe dream, that all 3 of these teams want him? I mean, maybe. Look, here's the thing. He's got name recognition. Could he punch in some touchdowns? Yeah. He's got leadership. Has he lost a step? Absolutely. Can he be a workhorse anymore? No. His mileage is through the roof. There's no player in the NFL that even comes close to the amount of mileage this guy has on his wheels. We're talking massive. We're talking, let me pull it up here and just show you. There's no player that has Zeke Elliott's mileage that is even remotely relevant in the National Football League. Let me pull up Ezekiel Elliott's mileage and just show you real quick. Hang tight, Steven. It's insane. His mileage is through the roof. He has 1881 rushing attempts regular season to his name. He has 305 receptions to his name. Is that right? It seems like he has more than that. That's crazy mileage though. He's so far over 2,000 total touches. He's got 8,200 yards, 1,881 carries. If you include playoff carries, I imagine he's probably in the 2,500 carry range. If you include playoffs, I would imagine 2,500 carries. This guy is going to be a shell of himself. So it's weird to me that he's got the best locations all available, all want him. He's just got to decide which one he wants. It seems like, I don't understand. I don't even know if this is accurate. If it is, good on him. And I can understand why a couple teams might feel this way about him. Like the nostalgia, bringing in Zeke. Maybe he's got something left. And you put him in an offense like Philly with that great line. Maybe he does look better than he would look in Dallas. But this is crazy. I'm telling you right now, Tony Pollard owners are going to be wishing that they didn't root for, not that they had any control over it, but weren't rooting for Zeke to leave Dallas, because Zeke would have prevented the Cowboys from going and getting a bigger name player that we don't want competing with Pollard, like Kareem Hunt or some flashy rookie running back. Let's hit the phone lines. Steven, you're live on the Fantasy Football Show.
Hey, Smitty, what's going on?
What's up?
Just gonna actually call you up about the Zeke Elliott stuff. Not for like fantasy purposes, but just cause I'm actually gonna ask you about what you just touched on is just wondering the same thing. If that's like those teams actually want the guy, or is it him like actually saying that this is the three teams that he wants to go to?
I don't know.
I don't know if you also saw too, which was crazy, is that the Eagles did host Bijan Robinson, and Bijan said that the meeting with them went good.
Well, how could it not? How could it not go good? How could it not go good with Bijan? This is Bijan Robinson. Real quickly, Steven, hang tight. I forgot. Hey, Ron, I didn't notice this is a $20 hauler. Hold on, I gotta make it rain real quick. Ron Navy dropping the $20 hauler on the show. This is 25 bills. Steven, I want you to count until I say stop. I want you to go 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. You ready? Ready? When I say go, I want you to count, Steven. When I say stop, I want you to stop. These are 30 bills that are in the rain machine, which has been Jimmy rigged. It's got a 9-volt battery soldered to the back because this thing would shoot out bills like pop, 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 pop. Now this shoots out 30 bills a second. You ready? I got 30 bills in here. You ready? Set. Go. Done.
1,000.
No. You didn't even count. You didn't even get the count, Steven. That's how fast this thing. Steven didn't even open his mouth. Ron Navy dropping it. Making it rain. I'm sorry, Steven. Go ahead.
No, it's all right. I was just going to say what the stuff was, like you talked about. Bijan, he did say it went good, but with all that stuff about, like, first it looks like they're going to go to the Bijan route, and then with this, like, Ezekiel Elliott stuff, it's just, like, seems like everything's just, like, all over the place.
Yeah, guys, I'm trying to fix the phone lines. I'm doing it as we speak. I don't know the answer to it. The honest truth is I don't know if I don't know if Zeke Elliott is actually in a situation. Oh, I might have fixed it. Hold on. No. Why can't I fix this? I don't know, bro. I'm just gonna have to turn the volume up. But as for Bijan and Philly, that's a tough one because that number 10 pick. Are they going to use that high of a draft pick on Bijan? I think they should. I think they absolutely should. But we just don't know if they're going to.
And not only that, but they also brought it. I mean, they did bring in Rashad Penny. I know it was a cheap contract, so it seemed like they wanted to adjust the running back throughout free agency. So it would be kind of weird just to have him in there too, because seems like the whole backfield would be a mess. I mean, I know that we all know that he's good and everything. I'm sure they do too. But you have Rashad Penny, then you got Scott, and then you got Kenneth Gainwell, all those guys in there. You know, that's why I don't think that he'd go there.
Yeah, it's tough to say, bro. I don't really know. I'm not too sure. I feel like he should go top 10. I just don't know that he's gonna. I hope he does.
I think if he does go top 10, I think that if the Falcons don't trade that pick, I could see him going there, unless they really think that Algiers.
They could. It's tough to say. Bijan could go. I mean, we break down. Whoa. Sorry about that. If we break down this board right here, and we look at it, it's like, okay, Lions not taking them at number 6 now that they got Montgomery. Raiders, they've got Jacobs, so they're not taking them. Falcons, like you said, maybe they want them. I wouldn't mind drafting him at number 8. It sucks for Algier, but it is what it is. He'd be a great backup. He'd be a great cuff. He'd be a win a league cuff if Bijan went down. Bears, I think they should take him. I don't know that the Bears will, but I think they should. The Bears definitely feel like they're inching toward a potential Jackson Smith and Jigba early number 9 overall selection if they're going to go that route, because I believe that's what Fields wants. And these teams are starting to look at Burrow and Chase. These teams are starting to say, hey, what does our quarterback want? And something Aaron Rodgers has never experienced, that's crazy. Now Aaron Rodgers goes to the Jets. He gets Lazard. Who knows what else? He could get Odell Beckham Jr. Who knows? The Jets might not even be done. They might bring in another wide receiver. I don't think they need to. They spent a lot of money on the position already, but they certainly could. And Mecole Hardman, I don't know how much I love the Mecole Hardman situation. I would have rather had Elijah Moore, but that move up in draft slot is huge. Going to 42 overall from 70 whatever, that was a fantastic move up. But anyway, Bijan, we'll have to see. Hey guys, mute yourself real quickly, and then actually let's go to the 862 caller, and then to Ron Navy.
What's up, Freddie?
What's up, pal?
Frankie Knuckles.
What's up, Frankie Knuckles? Can you, Frankie, can you turn down the radio? I think you got me in the background, bro, and it's really getting some reverb action going.
All right, my fault.
That's right. What can I do for you, Knuckles?
I just wanted to weigh in on Fields this coming year. You think he's going to move up to the 3rd round?
I think he already has, Knuckles. I think he's already moved to the 3rd round. I think he lives in the 3rd round. What we've noticed, and by the way, I have an announcement to make. We're doing an ADP show, I believe, on the weekly on the channel here, and I'm going to break down ADP every single week. Sometimes I'll go over the entire, lot of players. Sometimes I'll focus on one round. Sometimes I'll focus on wide receiver ADP only, running back ADP, quarterback. I'm going to make sure the ADP show is different. Every time you watch it, you're like, what's this ADP show going to be about this time? It's not just going to be let's take a look at the top 50, what stands out, what doesn't. But my initial ADP show will be going over the top 30 as a whole. Okay? And at the very end of this show, your boy notices that, one thing standing out, and it's Joseph Cigar Smoking Burrow, not anywhere near the top 30 overall. He's outside of round 3. Fields is taking that spot Joe Burrow used to have, which was the 4th drafted quarterback. And while I'm not saying that's necessarily a bad thing, I'm not necessarily ripping on it. I love Fields. I think the Bears are winning the division. I really think they're winning the division. I think the Bears are going to be a top 10 team in the National Football League this year. I truly believe that. They're not even done drafting. They have the number 9 overall pick. They've got the whole draft to go. They've got free agency's not over yet. The Bears are still making moves. They could trade a 2nd rounder for Henry or Dalvin Cook, or there's so much that could happen. So I love Fields. He could easily earn where Joe Burrow is going. I'm not trying to rip on him at all, and I want Fields on a lot of teams. I do. But when one guy rises, another guy falls traditionally, and so Fields has replaced Burrow. Burrow is now a fourth rounder, which is an absolute win-a-league moment that we all should be expecting to take us to the promised land. Joe Burrow is going to become an absolute ADP gem this year. But to your point, Fields is in round 3. It's deserving, but do I like Burrow more? Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you. One more thing. I'm in a keeper league. I'm keeping Fields in the 14th round, actually.
Smart man.
And I'm keeping Amon-Ra in the 8th round.
Smart man.
But CMC, Eckler, gone. And I'm picking at the 1.3. And I don't really like anybody. I was thinking of going maybe wide receiver. Or just going all in on Brees.
What round?
First round, 1.3.
And
Eckler and CMC is kept.
okay, so this is really second round, right? Because everybody's got a keeper, and they're probably all top 15 guys, right?
Yeah.
Or it's a 2-round. It's a 2-person keeper because you got St. Brown. So that means this is really third round.
Yeah, 3 deep.
So Brees Hall is a home run in the third round. On that note, bro, I want to christen you with the first time this video has ever been played. Everybody be quiet while it plays. This is the new Brees Hall video, music video, and I dedicate it to Frankie Knuckles. Here we go.
Brees Hall is 8 foot tall. He will always answer the mother freaking call. Don't let him fall. In the third, don't stall. Just give Batman the freaking football.
He's Brees. He's Brees.
He does a hull of a job. A hull of a job. A hull of a job.
Brees Hall, please report to the moon.
He does a hell of a job.
That was dedicated to my boy Frankie Knuckles. First time it's ever been played.
Awesome, Smitty.
Frankie,
First time I called, too.
first time caller, first time christening. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did.
I did, too. Smitty, thanks a lot. I appreciate it, man.
Frankie, hang tight. Just put it on mute for me. Hang tight. We'll keep you on the panel the rest of the show. Just hang tight. Ron Navy, let me put a timer up for Ron Navy because Ron Navy wanted to have 2 minutes of uninterrupted speaking. Ron Navy, you have, let me just get a timer countdown. Let's see. Stopwatch. Here we go. Ron Navy, the floor is yours.
All right, and I'm not talking about the Steelers, and it's off topic, but our community, and you've shown it today. I mean, we come in here for like your rants and everything you bring to the show, Smitty. We are all family. We're all part of your family, Smitty. And so we like, if somebody's having a problem, our community, our family will uplift those people, kind of like Kilpatrick and his wife. We're always there for our family. And we also love celebrating. We love celebrating in here. We love celebrating our successes. We love celebrating the times that we take your advice and we go with it. We love celebrating the fact that you give your family a voice, Smitty. We like celebrating. And so the reason that I wanted to come in here and have the 2 minutes uninterrupted is we do not like being denied an opportunity to celebrate, okay? And for everybody out there, we were kind of denied an opportunity to celebrate yesterday. Yesterday was Smitty's birthday. So everybody join me in wishing Smitty a happy belated birthday. He shared it with his family yesterday, and I want us as his family to share his birthday that was yesterday, today, with Smitty. So give Smitty messages of happy birthday. You can super chat him, call in, and wish him a happy birthday. I know he's very humble, and this isn't something, but and he wasn't expecting me to do this.
I was wondering where you're going.
But Smitty's birthday was yesterday, and we should celebrate it as a family today. So, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, our boy Smitty. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ron Navy. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Steven, you got anything you want to add to that? And besides, thank you, Ron.
I was just gonna say happy birthday, Smitty. Just to follow around Navy.
Thank you. Thank you, pal. What else is on your mind? Thank you, Ron.
I mean, not much right now. I mean, you pretty much covered everything, even with the Elijah Moore stuff. Because I didn't see yesterday's show where you got traded, and I kind of agree with you that it was kind of dumb that they basically got rid of Elijah Moore for Mecole Hardman. But I mean that's just my opinion. I'm also a Patriots fan, so I mean.
Yeah, I guess what I would say, bro, though, is that we're talking about that trade move up, though. You know what I mean? Like, Mecole Hardman wasn't involved in the trade. You know, he was just an addition. And while you could look at it like, oh, they replaced him with Mecole, Mecole's been injured. Like, Mecole is still injured. He's hoping he'll be ready for camp. So I'm not sure how much I love that part. Once he's healthy, great. But I mean, to move from 70-something to 42 is a big deal. So I don't know. I feel like if they believed in Elijah Moore, it'd be different. But it doesn't feel like they do. Frankie, thank you for the super chat. Happy birthday, Smitty. Thank you, Frankie. Appreciate you. Devo with a $10 moonshot. Thank you, Devo.
To the moon.
Any moonshot gets, or any $10 gets a moonshot. Devo says, happy birthday, Smitty. We love you, brother. Thank you. Appreciate that. What else are we thinking here? Frankie Knuckles, thank you again. Appreciate the super chat. Does anybody feel like Elijah Moore could really revive his career? Like, really revive it? Because if you kind of think back, it's easy to forget. But Elijah Moore was like, he was kind of like a potential low-end wide receiver 1/high-end wide receiver 2. You know what I mean? Like, what wasn't he very, very close to that value in everyone's eyes? If you can think back honestly about it, like, could he become a super high-end wide receiver 2, or is it too crowded in Cleveland? Is Watson not gonna ever get back to his old form? And Cooper's there, and Peoples-Jones is there, and Njoku's there, and Nick Chubb's there. I mean, do we really feel like Elijah Moore even has an upgraded situation, or would we have preferred him back in New York for another year to flourish under A-Rod, or was Lazard going to take every bit of his work anyway? Like, let's go to Ron real quick on that. Let's go around the table, 30 seconds each. Ronnie,
what you want my take on what now?
All right, here. Yeah, we'll let Frankie go. Frankie go, and I'll make it rain. I'll make it rain. Yeah, I'll make it rain for Ron. Thank you for dropping another $20 rod.
Amari Cooper had a pretty good year, but I think that if they were, interested in making the trade for Elijah Moore, I think they got some interest in him. And if Deshaun Watson can I think if he doesn't do it next year, I don't think you're gonna see it.
To the moon.
If you're debating whether taking Elijah Moore or, let's say, Alan Lazard, I probably lean towards Alan Lazard myself, but somebody might be able to find a use for Elijah Moore.
Chill, thank you for the $10 hauler. You get a moonshot for that.
To the moon.
Appreciate you. Let's go to Steven. Steven, what do you think about Elijah Moore? I know you kind of mentioned it, I think, already, but do you think he's got a shot at reviving his career?
I think he does. I just think that it depends on what Deshaun Watson we're going to see, because we're going to find out if Deshaun Watson, if him struggling was because he was out of football for like over a year, or if he's just not what we expected him to be, like when he was in Houston and he was like putting up like sustained like decent numbers, because he has shown that he can lift up guys. He did that with DeAndre Hopkins and Will Fuller. I know that like those two guys were pretty good in fantasy, so I think it just depends on the quarterback.
Bruce, what do you feel about the ability of Elijah Moore to revive his career?
Oh, I love it. I think he's better than the other guys that the Browns had, except for Cooper, but Peoples, Jones, and I can't think of the other guy off of the top of my head. But, yeah, I think he has the ability to be the number 2 there, which means he's going to revive his career.
Okay. Let's head over to next on the line is, who is this? This is Isaac. Isaac, you're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Isaac, what can I help you with?
Coach Smitty, I just want to comment on Elijah Moore. As a Clevelander, I'm trying not to be biased, but I think it was a good trade. I think that he definitely could be number 2 in Cleveland easily. And, it just didn't work out for the Jets. Once Garrett Wilson came in, they switched a lot of quarterbacks around. He never really got his stride there. And I do agree that the Jets moving up, getting in the 40s versus the 70s and still ending up with Hardman is a plus. So plus for both squads.
Yeah, I agree. Super chat by Hung Like Hernandez and a super chat from East Coast Taddy. Smitty, today is your birthday. No way we share the same birthday, brother. It was actually yesterday. Ron let the cat out of the bag. That was yesterday. So appreciate your super chat. Happy birthday to East Coast Taddy, by the way. East Coast Taddy, celebrate your birthday. Appreciate you, East Coast. All you do, all the support. And Hung Like Hernandez, appreciate your super chat. Happy B-Day. Would you trade Chase and 1.8 for the 1.1? No, I would not. Because, quite honestly, hold on. And most likely Marvin Harrison Jr., 2024 1.1 next year, plus the 2024 2.1. I mean, how do you know that it's the 1.1 next year, though? Like, I know his team might be bad that you're looking at, but, like, it's tough to say, especially if you trade him Jamar Chase, he's not a lock to be the 1.1. So I don't mind it. Would you trade Jamar Chase and the 1.8? I just think that the 1.8 in Chase is probably safer. But I guess it also depends on your running back situations. For the 1.1 and most likely Marvin Harrison Jr. Oh, but you're getting the 1.1 next year and this year. Yeah, you know what? I take it back. I would do it. If you're getting both those first rounders and you really are confident, I mean, you can't know though, but let's say you're ultra confident you're going to get the 1.1 and his team's garbage. Like, it's the worst team in the league by far. Yeah, I guess I take Bijan and a shot at Marvin Harrison Jr. I suppose I do. Very arguable, though. Does anybody disagree on that? So, again, it's trading Jamar Chase and the 1.8 in this year's draft for Bijan and a very strong shot at the 1.1 next year, which will be Marvin Harrison Jr.
I wouldn't do it.
You rather keep Chase in the 1.8? I understand it because I wavered on it.
It's tough, but I would just keep it too, just because you already know what you're getting out of Jamar Chase. Marvin Harrison Jr. does sound pretty good, but at the same time, you don't know where he's going to go and where he's going to transition. At least with having Jamar Chase, you know that he's going to be getting passes from Joe Burrow.
I can understand both sides, to be honest.
I like taking the deep jump.
And even if
let's let Ron go first. Go ahead.
Yeah, I like the Bijan side of that because he's a generational, and sure, everybody has an opportunity and it goes on landing spot, but just the shot to get to him, you're only going to have a chance at him once where he's at, and if it's a dynasty, you'll never get an opportunity to get him if you don't make a trade like that. So I'd say it's well worth it. There's other receivers out there that could, maybe not as great as Chase, but there's not very many running backs out there that have the upside of Bijan.
Yeah, I think that I definitely want Marvin Harrison Jr. I'm going to bank on him. I don't care if I know where he's going or not. I think he's going to be an absolute monster. And maybe you can turn that, like, let's say it's starting to shape into the 1.2. you could trade for the team you believe is going to have the 1.1 and kind of make a little sidestep move. That's probably what I would do. We got another caller here. Hold on, let me go to who is this? We've got the Bruce. Have you talked yet, Bruce?
No, I haven't asked yet, but
go ahead.
We were debating with this Zeke thing and him naming his landing spots. Which does it help any of our running backs that were high on, like Breece Hall? Does that make him like a Tony Pollard handcuff, or if God forbid they don't cut Joe Mixon and they make Zeke and Mixon a duo? And in Philly, does that stop them from drafting Bijan? Zeke.
Yeah, if wherever Zeke goes, I think it will potentially put the stoppage on going after Bijan.
They said he listed 3 teams that don't go to him. So far, that's like his top 3.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier. I don't know what that means. when he says, let me see if I can find it. Where he's deciding where he wants to potentially go. Let's see where that is. Is this? Yeah, here it is. So yeah, Cowboys running back Zeke Elliott has narrowed down his options about where to play the Eagles, the Jets, the Bengals, and would like to make his decision about where to sign by the end of next week per sources. To me, that sounds, I mean, you'd have to be pretty presumptuous to assume that all 3 of these teams want you unless you already talked to them. So maybe he's already gotten we'll bring you in. Like, but this sounds like it's already like a done deal with all 3 of them. Like he's deciding where he wants to play. And I can't imagine all 3 teams are just like already set on it. Yeah, bring him in. I mean, I get it's Zeke Elliott. I get he's a solid locker room guy potentially to maybe coach up a running back, but it's not like they have anybody yet in Philly that needs that. Maybe that means they're gonna draft Bijan, but I would think if, let's say, Philly brought him in, they may not be going the route of Bijan. They've got Foreman already? So, I don't know. I don't see how all 3 of these teams, and let alone the Jets, I mean, I don't want him going there because I don't want them to say, oh, Zeke's a great touchdown guy. We're going to go ahead and put Zeke Elliott in at the goal line, and Hackett's there. And I don't know how much pull he's going to have on potentially shoving Zeke Elliott into goal line situations. Good Lord. I don't think I think it's better at Zeke Elliott than a young, fresher rookie. But if the Jets bring in Zeke, there's a little bit of a concern. Not much. I mean, I love Breece Hall. Breece Hall's going to blow him out of the water. But it's like Hackett, give him a potential other running back he might, for some reason, love. I hope Hackett has no decision-making abilities. I hope it's all for Aaron Rodgers, and Hackett's not even given a playbook. Let's go over to Corey real quick. Corey, you're live on the Fantasy Football Show.
Well, what do you want to talk about?
You tell me, Corey.
I am all Dynasty, so I could care less about Zeke and where he wants to go. I think the Eagles and Jets could care less about him. Bengals, the only reason why they would consider him is they don't have anybody right now. But so that's my take on Zeke. The trade, I think I would take the 101 this year and the 101 next year. Because I like Bijan, and even though I love Chase, you could either get Marvin Harrison Jr. next year, or if you've got the number 1, you could always sell that for a huge price when people are looking at those rookie quarterbacks next year.
Mm-hmm.
So
I hear you. I hear you. What do you think? Who is your top rookie quarterback, Corey? Who do you like the best?
This year?
Yeah.
Overall, I think it's going to be a little bit of a not as good as we think, but I guess I'll just say maybe CJ, but I'm not confident in that.
Okay. And I think I said Foreman earlier. I meant Penny, Rashad Penny. I'm sorry when I said Rashad Foreman.
Oh.
I don't know why I said Foreman. Penny, I don't like Penny's not somebody that like if you brought Zeke in, he's gonna like groom Penny. Penny's a 27-year-old running back. And so Zeke and Penny, that's an old running back room. So when I was talking about Foreman. But maybe they're gonna draft an RB. I don't know. I think the Eagles would be very smart to take Jahmyr Gibbs at 30 if they don't go Bijan at 10. And Gibbs would be a perfect fit for Philly because Philly wants to throw to their RB. They want to run their RB. Like this would be a perfect fit for Jalen Hurts. I think it would be a phenomenal choice. But go ahead, Corey.
I think the Eagles are either going to draft somebody or they could possibly find another free agent. But what about I think Dalvin Cook to Cincinnati would be good for that.
Yeah, Dalvin Cook to Cincinnati. Nick Chubb probably won't be traded, but he's been kicked around in terms of just players that could be on the move.
He's a bum.
Chubb? I mean, no, he's not. I mean, Chubb.
No, not Chubb. Cook.
Oh, Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook is.
That's like a lateral move for Cincy.
Yeah, it could be, but I think that for a second round pick, if they lose Mixon and they want to just like Cook could have one more year left in the right spot. I think if he stays in Minnesota went very pass heavy, even more so than previous years, and so I feel like when you watch Dalvin Cook play last year, he got, I don't want to say lucky because he made his own luck, but he bailed out fantasy owners at the end of a lot of games. It was like Dalvin Cook doing nothing, 50-yard run. Dalvin Cook finally 100 yards. There you go. Like, I just don't know that I trust him in Minnesota. But if he was to move to a high-octane offense like Philly or Cincy or even Chicago, which I think Chicago is going to be very high-octane, you're talking about maybe buying another year, and you're maybe talking about what happened to Tua. Environment made Tua look so much better than Tua really was and will continue to. That Dalvin Cook, Derrick Henry, Austin Eckler, guys I worry about dropping off. And I don't believe Eckler's going to drop off right away. This is like after 2 months of play. Draft Eckler. I go over on my ADP ranking video, which should drop tonight or tomorrow. I go over Austin Eckler. He has 12, 11, 12, 13 overall ADP right now, which is actually pretty good. But I draft him to trade him. I draft him to play him for 2 months, and then I trade him before double-digit weeks, much like I did Henry 2 years prior. I feel the same way about Henry this year, Eckler this year, and Cook this year. I would draft them in a certain place in territory, but as they're doing well in what I believe to be maybe not a full year of doing it, you trade them high. And if you're wrong, you're wrong. You're trading them high. You know, so like let's say even in the case of Eckler, let's say Eckler balls out in month one.
Motion detected.
And I do think he could ball out in month one. I think he could ball out in month one and month two. Then walking into week 9, you trade him away and he continues to do well. Well, big deal. You're trading for somebody that you really love as well, and it'll end up being okay. But Dalvin Cook that's a tough one. I think in Minnesota, not going to probably have a good year. Somewhere else, maybe he squeaks out some kind of productive season. But we'll have to see. He's also the kind of guy that, like, we keep saying he's always injured, but, like, his shoulder's mangled, and he still goes out there and plays on it. Like, he's not worried about his shoulder, his long-term ability to use it. So.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Hello?
You want me to go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead, Bruce.
All right. Well, I seen a report today. Now, this could be false because it said from CBS, but it said
motion
offer for Lamar because they're a dark horse. They're going to give up the 2 first-round picks plus Kirk Cousins just to get Lamar in the building.
The reason I think that's tough to imagine, they just restructured Kirk Cousins' contract. Now, maybe they've restructured it to make him trade-friendly. There's that possibility. And let me look at his new contract. I don't know if his new contract is up. But he had so much...
He only has 1 year.
Yeah, but he had so much dead cap that it was crazy, bro. It was crazy. He just restructured, though. He has 1 more year, but then he has a bunch of options that they can pick up potentially. So the Vikings are only on the hook for one more year. The restructure, I'm trying to see what the restructure was. His dead cap is $48.7 million. $48.7 million. So I don't know that he's even tradable. Let me see if the contract got restructured. Vikings restructured. Let me put this on screen here so we can all read it together. Here we go. Hang tight, Brucey. Here we go. It is hard to imagine though. I'm just telling you that up front, but it's definitely something that I suppose could happen. You never know. I know Ron's going to tell you no, but you never know. You never know. Okay, here's the let me read it. Let's have the computer read it.
Kirk Cousins QB, Minnesota Vikings restructure QB Kirk Cousins contract. This means they are converting a chunk of his $10 million base salary into a bonus that can be prorated over the next several seasons. The Vikings have spent the last several weeks trying to get under the cap, which included the release of Linebacker Eric Kendricks and wide receiver Adam Thielen. The Vikings' restructuring of Cousins' contract is just the latest in a string of moves that are likely on the way in the coming days.
I don't know. I don't see anything that makes him more trade friendly. They're converting some salary to bonus money, but his dead cap is still $48 million. Unless that report doesn't clean up what that could do if you're trading him. I don't know. There's always ins and outs of contracts and stuff such that we don't know. But like hard to imagine like that happening. Not to mention, I don't know, like what you described, Bruce, was that they would relinquish the 2 first rounders, but if they're signing Lamar to an offer sheet, they don't need to. There's no trade involved. You know what I mean? Like they could just offer. They could just offer. I know they want to get rid of Cousins' contract, which is why they would want to potentially do a trade, but I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. It's hard to imagine. I don't even know if. Yeah. I don't know. Let's go. What, Ron?
It just no sense to me. O'Donnell, he's backing Cousins. He loves Cousins. Cousins is one of the most consistent quarterbacks. Why would you want to bring in somebody that is injury prone, and possibly doesn't know how to run your offense?
Well, I can tell you this. I think Lamar's better in the big games. Kirk is a choke artist in the big games.
Oh, well, okay. How many Super Bowls has Lamar been to?
How many playoff games has Kirk won? There you go. And
couple.
between the two of them, Lamar's won more.
Has he?
Yeah.
Double check your facts there. How many times has Lamar been to the playoffs?
But he's never had a weapon. He'll have JJ.
That's excuses. We're talking about Lamar and Cousins here. Don't
who
say
cares
that,
if he had weapons?
If he was that great, then he would have. And you said he's better under pressure, so he's not. Cousins is has the better numbers. He has the more consistent numbers.
But who's
he puts up more touchdowns than each year.
But who's
the only thing that Jackson has on him is rushing, and that's it.
But who's better at contract? Who's better at contract negotiation, though?
And MVP too.
He's drained teams of money.
Who's better at promoting gyms? Little tiny shake weight gyms. Lamar.
Hey, Cousins is best at promoting those chains. The big chains. He's great at promoting those.
Yeah. Callers sound far away. They are far away because the phone lines are broken, bro. But anyways, appreciate all these super chats. Thank you for dropping them. Let's go with 10 seconds each. I'm gonna file everybody off the line. We're gonna make it kind of like an hour and 15-minute show today. Corey, 10 seconds, go.
Well, I mean, Lamar is a lot younger than Cousins, so there'd be some optimism there. So, my one question for you, Smitty, is if Lamar gets traded to anybody, does the other team trade a quarterback back to Baltimore?
Well, currently as it stands right now, this is an offer sheet period. And so I don't know that any trades are being made right now. And I'm not even sure, technically speaking, I'll have to look into it if the Ravens can just openly negotiate and trade him actively right now during this offer sheet process. But I think they technically can. They can technically sign him to a long-term deal as well, but I don't know if they can actually trade him right now. I'll have to look into that. But I do know that the offer sheets are not coming in for Lamar. I think the offer sheets could potentially come in. 2 or 3 or 4 players could be in the mix after the NFL draft. I think people are just apprehensive about giving up this year's first-round pick, especially the teams that might be interested, all of like top 15 picks. So these teams are like in a wait-and-see mode. But if Lamar was to be traded, I believe that it just depend on the quarterback. Like in the case of Kirk Cousins, that for 2 first-rounders and Kirk Cousins, I guess I'll push back a little bit on Ron saying it doesn't make sense and just say that if you could get Kirk Cousins as good as, Ron, you like Kirk Cousins as good as you think he could be, if you could get 2 first-rounders in addition to that, maybe that is the move to make instead of, letting Lamar go for 2 first-rounders and get nothing else back. But it just depends on Kirk. And if you could sign him to like a nice, like team-friendly extension, then maybe it would make sense. I mean, it's certainly possible. Would I rather have Lamar Jackson in Minnesota than Kirk Cousins? I don't know that I would because of how it's working out for JJ and Kirk right now. It's such a good chemistry between the two, and JJ's doing amazing things. Lamar, I don't know, as much as I want Lamar to be somewhere else to prove people wrong, I don't know that he makes JJ better. I don't know that there's certain situations where Lamar's going to go, he's going to run a lot, he's going to throw a decent amount, but like in that high efficiency, high octane offense, like they throw a ton. I don't know that Lamar fits that. And I don't think they want to change it. Because wherever Lamar goes, keep in mind, Lamar's not a good plug-and-play quarterback. You trade for Lamar, you're changing your entire offense around Lamar. So I don't know that Minnesota is a good fit to even discuss that. Like it's a weird location. Minnesota, as far as I know, Minnesota showed no signs of wanting to tweak their entire offense around Lamar Jackson. They've got something that they feel works. I think a lot of us here believe the Vikings are a paper tiger. They do well during the season and then they don't do well during the playoffs. And I don't know that that's going to change. And that isn't to say that Lamar and the Ravens or wherever Lamar is going to do well either. I'm not trying to compare. I'm just saying that, at this point, I don't know what the Vikings believe about themselves. I think the Vikings probably believe they aren't paper tigers. The Vikings probably believe they can win their division. Maybe they can. And the Vikings probably believe that with Kirk Cousins and JJ, and they've got a lot of weapons, they could potentially make a deep playoff run in 2023. I just don't see how Lamar would change that for them. It's not like Lamar's going to a very QB needy team. He's going to a place in Minnesota if he was being traded there that doesn't necessarily need the quarterback. I think the places we talk about a lot, like Atlanta, they've got all these weapons and no quarterback.
Yeah.
Lamar would thrive there. And I think Lamar would.
Could they send him to Atlanta and then send Ritter to Baltimore?
I think Atlanta would just sign him on the offer sheet.
Okay.
I don't think that there wouldn't be a reason to give them anything and make a trade because Ritter's on a cheap deal. They could get Lamar right now for 2 first-rounders on an offer sheet, which the Ravens would either accept and match it or not, or they do a trade and get rid of Ritter on top of that. I doubt it. Anyway, Corey, appreciate you. Thanks. Thanks for thank you. Appreciate it. Call back anytime. Frankie Knuckles, you got 10 seconds.
Thanks for having me on, Smitty. I appreciate it. And I just wanted to ask you what you thought about Rashad Penny, if he could stay healthy.
I don't like Rashad Penny. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. He can't stay healthy. That's the problem. He's been in the league.
The only reason, sorry to cut you off. The
Yeah.
only reason I asked is he did win me a league 2 years ago when he got on that run at the end of the season.
Yeah.
But just hasn't done nothing since.
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of hope that he's going to stay healthy. He's 27 years old. I don't know when he turns 28. Let me look it up real quickly and see. He's 27 years old. Rashad Penny, he just turned 27. But I mean, he's played in. I'll look at his career log here. Back in 2018, 14 games. 2019, 10. 2023, 2021, 10. 2022, 5. Like, it's just, he's never ever put together since his 2018 season, barely can even hit that 10 game mark. But like his career yards per carry, 5.7. I mean, he's a good player. He's a good player. Do I think he's worth a shot? Depends on where his ADP is. I probably don't see myself banking on Rashad Penny at all in 2023, but it depends on where his ADP kind of levels at. If it's like a total running back 4 or 5, like maybe. But if I've got to spend like a high flex value on him, I'm not even going near it. Not to mention, I still think that the Eagles should draft Bijan or draft Jahmyr Gibbs or Zach Charbonnet or someone like that. And in a worst case scenario, they draft a Sean Tucker, somebody that could eventually just look kind of like in a bad spot. Like if Sean Tucker goes to Philly, I think a lot of people will be like, oh man, there goes Sean Tucker's value because Penny's there. But I'm sitting there licking my chops, bro. I'm sitting there going, okay, Penny, how many games does Penny have before Sean Tucker has a wide open lane to the starting lineup? So we'll have to see how it plays out. But appreciate you, Frankie, for calling in and calling anytime.
No,
Steven from Massachusetts. One last thing, and then I'm going to nudge you off.
All right. So did you hear about the DeAndre Hopkins rumors? I was listening today that as of right now, the favorites to land DeAndre Hopkins is the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't know how you feel about that, and what's his fantasy value if he goes to Buffalo and Kansas City? How do you feel about Diggs? Just want to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, this is potentially, just so you guys know, an additional compartmentalized live stream that I might do a little bit later. I'm not positive, but I might do a little bit later on Hopkins. It seems like Buffalo is the front runner right now, but these are reports. These are this is all speculative, and we heard that it was going to be New England, and then that kind of fell apart. We never really got any confirmation, but there are a lot of people that are saying that the Chiefs have been one of the interested parties, but the Bills are the quote unquote headlined landing spot. So we'll see. I mean, it would be an amazing landing spot. This is kind of similar to my incompetence. If teams are incompetent when they won't offer a second round or third round pick for Henry or Cook or Eckler, like it's plain incompetence to not see the value in that. Similar to Hopkins. I mean, if a Buffalo Bill team or even a Cincinnati Bengal team, like, I mean, if you guys don't think, if these teams don't think giving up a second or third round pick for Hopkins is a wise move to try and one up the Kansas City Chiefs, not only to one up them, but you're almost playing defense. If the Chiefs are one of the top landing spots for Hopkins, don't you want to step in and prevent the Chiefs from getting Hopkins as a defensive move? Like, Hopkins goes to the Chiefs, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. Like, I know Hopkins may be at the end of his career. He's at that tipping point, right? But if he goes to KC, I think he has another year. I think he has another electric elite year. And we're seeing Hopkins right now go in the third or fourth round in best ball drafts on Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty. Use the link that's in the description of every video that'll enter promo code Smitty for you, and you'll get up to $100 bonus match dollar for dollar. But we're seeing Hopkins go in the third and fourth round now in his current crappy situation. What happens if Hopkins lands with Mahomes? Is he going to go into the ridiculous second round territory? I don't know. But Bills or the Bills. Bills is a great spot. Look, as much as I love Gabe Davis, he kind of failed last year. And I like him a lot. Maybe he's a really good wide receiver 3 for this team. Not in fantasy, but for this team. And if Hopkins comes in, Hopkins is the number 2 wide receiver immediately. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They did lose McKenzie. I like Shakir a lot. If Shakir ends up staying the main number 2/3 wide receiver, Shakir could be a huge sleeper in 2023. But Shakir and Gabe Davis are not holding Hopkins out of the lineup if Hopkins goes to Buffalo. And not to mention, like I always tell everybody, I always envision Hopkins going to a situation with a mobile quarterback because that's all he's ever played with. And he's very, very good with mobile quarterbacks. He catches the football when the quarterback's outside of the pocket better than any wide receiver in the National Football League. Did it with Watson, learned it under Watson, did it with Kyler, and now he could potentially go to a team where Josh Allen's scrambling and finding this almost impossible target to guard one-on-one when the quarterback is in motion creating chaos and Hopkins is changing directions and going after a jump ball. Like, Hopkins is going to flourish if he stays healthy. All right, appreciate you, Steven.
Yeah, I appreciate you too, man. And I agree with everything that you said, man. Thanks.
All right.
If you do a show later, I'll try to call back in. Thanks, man.
Yeah, make sure you do. It'll probably be in a little bit. I'm going to eat first, and then I might come back on Hopkins. Just waiting for a few more pieces of news to get confirmed before I do it, so I don't have to do a second live stream on Hopkins. But so hang tight on that one. Thank you, Steven. Brucey.
Yeah, no problem.
Yep. 10 seconds, Bruce.
Happy belated birthday, Smitty. And I want to know if you think N'Keal Hardman was on like a Rodgers wish list. He claims he doesn't have one, but I think he does.
I don't think he was on a wish list because I don't believe he had a wish list. I believe that was all fabricated, and maybe there was people saying that these are guys that might impress Aaron Rodgers, but it had nothing to do with Aaron Rodgers. Not his fault. Like this is why I say Aaron Rodgers is so misunderstood, and I support him 100%. I don't think negative Aaron Rodgers at all. Like. Here's a situation where literally maybe the team came up with what they believed to be his wish list, and the media ran with it. They immediately ran with it. They didn't confirm anything. Nobody even looks to look into a story anymore. It's just about now Aaron Rodgers has a wish list that if he wants to go, they better go get these guys on the list. And Aaron Rodgers flat out, and I have no reason to think he's lying about this because he doesn't care. He'll just tell you what he thinks. He said no. There was no demand. There was no list. There was no, hey, go get these guys. They went and got Lazard because they liked him. And Rodgers was even offended. And he said that it was offensive to suggest that the only reason the team brought in Lazard was because of him. Like, Lazard is a good wide receiver that any team should want anyway, is what Aaron Rodgers' response was. So there's no wish list. I don't think there's a wish list. I think it was all fabricated, and everybody just loves to feed into this Aaron Rodgers is a drama queen narrative, and everybody keeps plugging away at it like AC right here. AC's just plugging away at it, just poking at him. Who cares if he wanted to take his time? He told everyone what was going to happen. He said he did 2 things. He said, I'm going to a darkness retreat. None of anyone's business. They asked about it. He said it. Maybe he regretted saying it, but he said it one time, and then everybody ran with it. And he said that I'll let everybody know before the new league year, which he did. And it was everybody trying to predict when he was going to do it, including me. And that's part of my job, predicting when. And everybody just got upset by him dragging it out when he said, I'll tell you right before the new league year, which he did. Rodgers did everything he said he was going to do. Yet people had a problem with it. And people made up along the way that he was dragging it out. He's a drama queen. He's trying to drag this out, trying to drag that out. He literally said what he was going to do, and he did exactly that. Like, it's crazy to me. And not to mention, which is really awesome, an awesome part of all this, is that Aaron Rodgers was 90% convinced that he was going to retire walking into the darkness retreat. And I believe the wording he used, if you listen very closely to his description, is that he exited the darkness retreat, and if you listen carefully to the way he described it, he didn't say, and I knew that I wanted to play. You know, like he didn't just say, oh, I knew I wanted to play. His first words were he went to go get his phone. It had 1 bar on it. He turned his phone on. It had 1 bar on it, and he saw a bunch of messages from his teammates and trusted friends that said the Packers are moving on without you. Then he tells the story about how he wanted to play football again. So he may have walked out of the darkness retreat ready to retire, And the chip on this man's shoulder, I respect it. It drove him to come back, I believe. About at least 75% of his decision was because they wrote him off. Similar to, anything in life. You don't want a job. I hate my job. I hate my job. When they want to fire you, all of a sudden you're upset about it. All of a sudden you want to stay. It's like Aaron Rodgers. They created a monster, and that monster is going to be unleashing holy hell on everybody in 2023, and I believe in him, Aaron Rodgers. Brucey, appreciate you.
Yep. See ya.
Ron Navy, you got 10 seconds.
Hey, yeah, well, as far as Minnesota goes, everybody likes to blame Cousins and all that. It's not their offense that's losing them games and why they can't win. It's their defense. And if they were to have a better than average defense, then they'd probably win some playoff games. So, it's the defense of Minnesota that's their problem, not the offense. And other than that, belated happy. I kind of feel like Trey Wingo. I got to break some news. So
yeah, Windigo.
Happy birthday, brother.
Trey Windigo. Trey Wingo.
Windigo.
Windigo.
Yes, I said Windigo.
I think you said Windigo. Winnebago. Trey Winnebago. You're like the new Trey Winnebago. Ron Winnebago.
Yeah,
all right, appreciate it, Ron. Thank you.
All right, later.
Later. Ron Navy, everybody. Ron Navy. Appreciate everybody. I got to fix the phone line. I got to figure out what's going on with the phone line. I don't know if I can do it now that everybody's off the line. There's some certain things that I gotta look into to fix. It's still not working. Let me close it, reopen it. Let me see if that does it. I even restarted my system. Phone lines are just not working today. Gibbs is 200 pounds. He's 199 actually. Gibbs is 199. But I love Gibbs. He's gonna do great things. I think somebody's gonna draft him to be their workhorse, their hybrid workhorse. I'll have to look into this whole thing. All right, guys, appreciate you all. I should be live later on this DeAndre Hopkins situation. If I do that, I don't know that I will be live again to do drafting. We'll have to see. Sometimes during the breaking news season, we do a few less Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday guaranteed draft nights. But at least you get your breaking news. So I'll be back. Appreciate you all. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Thank you all. I'll see you soon. Probably see you tonight on DeAndre Hopkins very soon. I'll probably be breaking DeAndre Hopkins news, kind of going over what we've already talked about with some more opinions coming up. Stay tuned. Thank you, PLab8. I don't know if I told you already. Thank you, PLab8, for the super chat. Thank you, East Coast Taddy. Thank you, Hung.
Motion detected at the front door.
Thank you, Chill. Thank you, Ron Navy, for the doubles. Thank you, Frankie. Frankie Knuckles. Devo with the super. Ron Navy with the super. Ron Navy with another super. Appreciate you all dropping the wattage. Again, be back tonight, most likely for either a live draft or breaking news.
Your online business?
Brees Hall is 8 foot tall. He will always answer the mother freaking call. Don't let him fall. In the third, don't stall. Just give Batman the freaking football.
He's Brees. He's Brees.
He does a hell of a job. A hell of a job. A hell of a job.
Brees Brees Hall, please report to the moon.
Κοιτάς αχάλε παλιό.
Get breached.